Oh, yeah. You know we're 50 miles from anybody. Who are you screaming for?
You!
Come on.
Just pull me up! Rich? Just pull me up! Alright, don't be a dick, Richie. I need a pull! Rich? Rich?
Imagine you're driving to the most important day of your life. A good job interview, a fresh start. But one small decision, one wrong road, turns your life into a nightmare you can never escape. This is Wrong Turn 2003, a survival horror movie that teaches one terrifying lesson. Sometimes, the shortcut is the worst choice you can ever make. The movie begins with Chris Flynn, a young man driving alone early in the morning. He's calm, focused, and dressed neatly. Today is important. He has a job interview, and this could change his future. Chris is driving calmly when traffic suddenly comes to a complete stop. Cars are stuck for miles. No movement, no explanation. Chris checks the time, panic slowly builds. He steps out of his car and walks up to another driver. Trying to stay calm, he asks that if there any shortcut road around there. The other driver casually mentions a small road through the forest. No warning, no hesitation. Just a simple suggestion. Chris thanks him and walks back to his car. That's the moment where fate quietly changes direction. Chris turns off the highway and enters the forest road. At first, it feels like a smart decision. The road is empty, no traffic, no delays. But the deeper he drives, the worse it feels. The trees grow thicker, the road becomes narrower, the signal disappears. The shortcut no longer feels like a shortcut. It feels like a trap. And by the time Chris realizes that, it's already too late. The forest road is narrow, empty, and silent. No houses, no people, no signal. Trees surround the road like walls. At first, everything seems fine, until suddenly Chris slams into another car parked in the middle of the road. The other car belongs to a group of friends: Jesse, Carly, Scott, Evan, and Francine. Annoyed, but no one is seriously injured. Chris quickly realizes something terrifying. No phone signal, no nearby towns, no idea where they really are. One of the guys decides to walk through the forest to find help, and that decision is fatal. Two of the people from the other car, Francine and Evan, decide to stay behind at the crashed vehicles. They're shaken, hungry, and unsure what to do. Chris, Jesse, and the others venture deeper into the forest, hoping to find help. At first, it seems safe. The forest is quiet, almost serene. But hours pass. Francine and Evan grow desperate. Their stomachs rumble. They have no food, no signal, and the isolation is suffocating. Evan, frustrated and hungry, decides to check Chris's car for any food or supplies, and Francine begins searching at the back of the vehicle. A faint rustling sound emerges from the forest. Fear drives him toward the noise. Suddenly, he disappears. Not slowly, not gradually, but violently. An unknown force attacks him. A scream cuts through the silence, then silence again. Francine waits, tense, calling out, but he never returns. Terrified and worried, Evan shocked when she loses Francine. Therefore, she decides she cannot stay alone. She enters the forest to search for Francine. Every step she takes echoes against the trees. Branches scratch her face. Leaves rustle underfoot. She moves carefully, trying to listen for any sign of him. Then, from behind, a figure emerges, a deformed, monstrous man, silent and relentless. Before she can react, he strikes. Her scream pierces the forest, then abruptly ends. The forest swallows her, leaving only silence and fear behind. Meanwhile, Chris and the group are still moving forward, unaware of the horrors that just unfolded behind them. But the forest has already begun its hunt. It's patient, calculating, and merciless. Chris looks back often, scanning the dense trees. No one else seems to be following, or so they think. They try to keep their spirits up. Carly jokes about the weird shortcut, but laughter dies quickly when they realize the isolation isn't funny. Hours stretch on. Hunger and fatigue begin to creep in. The forest is not just trees. It's a trap that tests their mind and nerves. The group stumbles upon a small, decrepit cabin. It looks abandoned from a distance. Broken windows, a sagging roof, and weeds overtaking the porch. They cautiously approach. Inside, the air is heavy and damp. Broken furniture lies scattered. Old tools are stacked in corners. Some stain the group doesn't need to see the full extent to feel uneasy. The group slowly step inside the cabin. At first, they hope to find something useful: a phone, a radio, any tool that could help them call the police. But within seconds, that hope turns into pure horror. The house is not abandoned. It is occupied. They begin searching the rooms carefully, and what they discover is beyond disturbing. Hanging on walls, lying on tables, stuffed into corners, are human body parts: hands, eyes, brains, pieces of flesh. This isn't a place where people live. This is a place where people are stored. The cabin clearly belongs to the cannibals. Jesse freezes, barely able to breathe. Chris realizes they are standing inside the killer's home. They need to leave now. Just as they prepare to escape, they hear something that makes their blood run cold. A car engine. Chris slowly looks through the dirty window. His heart drops. A group of cannibals has arrived, driving their vehicle straight toward the house. They're back, and the group, realizing that they have no chance to escape, there is no time to think. Chris pulls Jesse into a bedroom. They hide under the cannibal's bed, pressing their bodies flat against the floor. Dust fills their lungs. Their hearts beat so loudly it feels impossible the cannibals won't hear them. Moments later, the door opens. Heavy footsteps enter the room. Then something even worse happens. The cannibals drop a dead body onto the floor. Chris recognizes it instantly. It's their friend. Jesse sees it too. Her entire body stiffens. She is in shock. Her breathing becomes shallow. She is seconds away from screaming. Chris grabs her hand tightly, silently begging her to stay quiet. Above them, the cannibals grunt and move around, completely unaware. They're hiding just inches below. Eventually, the cannibals settle down. They chop their friend Evan Anthi. They relax. Then, they fall asleep. Time passes slowly. Chris waits, and finally, when he's sure the cannibals are asleep, he carefully pulls Jesse out from under the bed. They move inch by inch. Every floorboard creak sounds like thunder. They reach the door. Just as they begin to step outside, one of the cannibals wakes up. He sees them, and everything explodes into chaos. The cannibal screams. The others wake instantly. The group started running. Behind them, the cannibals grab weapons and chase them into the forest. And the group spread up into the forest. Branches whip their faces. Roots trip their feet. The cannibals don't slow down. They know the forest perfectly. They cut paths. They surround. It's not a chase, it's a hunt. Chris and Jesse run without direction, pushed forward only by fear. Behind them, the cannibals crash through the forest, screaming and howling like wild animals. They don't slow down. They don't get tired. Chris suddenly spots something through the trees. A vehicle. The cannibals' truck, parked nearby. This isn't just transportation, it's a chance. Chris grabs Jesse and changes direction suddenly. The cannibals don't expect it. Chris reaches the truck first, yanks the door open, and jumps inside. Jesse follows immediately. The engine roars to life. The cannibals scream in rage as the truck speeds away, narrowly missing one of them. For the first time since entering the forest, Chris and Jesse feel something they haven't felt in hours: hope. As they drive wildly through the forest road, Jesse suddenly remembers something horrifying. Their friend, the man who ran in other direction of the forest earlier, is still alive. He was still running without break through the forest, and they got him and started calling out him to the car. However, suddenly, one of the cannibals shot him with a bow and killed him instantly. Despite the danger, Chris kept driving the truck toward the forest. While driving through the narrow forest road, they suddenly spot a tall watchtower rising above the trees. It looks abandoned, but it's their only chance. Chris, Jesse, and their remaining friend climb the tower, desperate for safety. Inside, they find something incredible: a radio emergency equipmental tolls for the first time. It feels like they might survive. One of the girl grabs the radio and starts calling for help. She repeats the message again and again, describing their location and begging for rescue. At first, there's only static. Then a response. Someone hears them.
We don't know our position. We're in a watchtower. We must be north.
Come here!
Let go, me! Let go! I run.
turns. But hope doesn't last long in this forest. The cannibals hear the radio. They see movement. They surround the tower silently. Suddenly, smoke rises. The cannibals set the bottom of the tower on fire. Thick smoke fills the air. They're not trying to burn them alive. They're trying to smoke them out. The tower becomes a trap. One of the girls doesn't make it far. A cannibal appears behind her. Before she can scream, he kills her with an axe. The forest goes silent again. Chris and the remaining girl escape barely. As they run, the remaining girl steps into a hidden trap. She's caught, hanging helplessly. Chris hears her screams, but can't reach her in time. The cannibals take her. Chris is alone again. Chris stumbles onto the road and sees flashing lights. A police officer has arrived. Chris tries desperately to warn him. He screams. He waves. But the officer doesn't understand the danger. Therefore, Chris jumped in front of the officer's car and tries to tell him everything. But before Chris finishes, a cannibal fires an arrow. It goes straight into the officer's eye. He dies instantly. The cannibal drags the officer's body away. Then he does something terrifying. He takes the police car and drives off. Chris watches in horror, but he doesn't give up. Chris makes a final, insane decision. He hides beneath the police car, holding on as it drives through the forest. Every bump could kill him, but he survives. The car arrives at the cannibal's cabin. Chris sneaks inside the house. It's worse than before. Human remains everywhere. He finds the girl who was trapped earlier. She's alive barely. Chris frees her. They escape together. Before leaving, Chris sets the house on fire. Flames spread fast. The cannibals are inside, screaming. The house collapses. Chris and the girl escape into the forest. It looks like the nightmare is over. Later, police arrive at the burned cabin. They search the ruins. Everything looks destroyed. The officer relaxes. Then a cannibal suddenly attacks. He's alive. They're alive. The forest was never cleared. The evil never died. Some roads are marked, some paths are worn, but some mistakes are never forgiven. And in these woods, the wrong turn is still waiting. What this movie really teaches us is simple. Sometimes the most dangerous decisions aren't the big ones, they're the small, careless choices we make when we think we're saving time. A shortcut, a quick turn, a moment of confidence, and suddenly, there's no way back. Wrong turn reminds us that nature doesn't care about our plans, and some places exist far beyond rules, maps, and help. Because once you enter the wrong road, the road decides your fate. If you enjoyed this full movie recap and want more intense survival stories like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next nightmare. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the scariest horror begins with one wrong turn.